Hey guys, my name is Zisteau. Welcome to Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, the tutorial. So this is a game that I've been wanting to make videos of for a damn long time. Probably for as long as I've been making YouTube videos, I wanted to make videos of this game, and I couldn't get it to work until now. It's an older game. It came out in 2002. But anyway, I figured it out. I'll talk about that later, how I got it to work, in case you want to play it. And if you want to buy this game, I recommend getting it from GOG.com, GOG.com, and it comes with both expansions installed. It's only like $5. It's a great value. Anyway, here's the plan. I'm going to release this video on YouTube as a kind of tutorial, a primer, for people who are inexperienced, maybe have never played it, maybe never even seen this awesome game, which is easily one of my favorite games of all time. And I've spent a ton of time playing it, and I just basically never get sick of the thing. But here's the thing. Games can take a pretty long time to play, so I think it's better suited for streaming on Twitch than for YouTube videos. So I'm going to put this tutorial on YouTube, and then from then on, I'll be streaming the game on Twitch. My tentative schedule being Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is what I'm thinking every week. And then a few days later, I will upload the Twitch archive of my stream to YouTube. In case you miss it, you want to watch it on YouTube, you can do that. Okay, so here we go. The game is broken up into a series of parks, a series of scenarios, which have different conditions on winning. And you can see I've done 4 already to get back into the swing of playing. Beginner, challenging, expert, and then we've got some real parks, which are all Six Flags parks around the world. These are all recreations of real-world amusement parks. So I think the one I decided to do for the tutorial is this one. North America, Grand Canyon. Okay, so let's pause the game straight off and look around. Here is our objective, to have at least 1,000 guests in your park at the end of October, year 3, with a park rating of at least 600. So for the purpose of this tutorial, just to keep the video a little shorter, we're not going to be going all the way to the end of year 3 because it's going to take a while. But we will go until we reach 1,000 guests. Should take us a little bit less than a year if I were to make a guess. Okay, so let's close that. The game is paused. Zoom out. So here's the terrain. This little border here is the area we can build on, the area that we own currently. Then we've got all this Grand Canyon-y stuff, which we don't own and we can't build on. So if we bring up the park, let's see, if we click this, this is land we can buy. So we can buy more land over here, which is kind of expensive. Probably won't be doing that for this video. And then if you click this, this is land that you can build over. So all of these tiles right here, we have the rights to build over. We just can't build on the land. So we could, for instance, do something like this, where the ride track is extended above ground over this space, and we'll probably do something with that. And then over here, you can buy more land rights to build over or underneath the land, just not touching the land. Okay, and the first thing I like to do usually is take a look at the park and then usually delete a lot of stuff that's already built, because it's usually not to my liking, and sort of do some basic layout stuff to get the park going. I like to reserve space for some transportation rides to take people to the far corners of the map, and then we'll put down some gentle rides, some thrill rides, eventually some roller coasters and water rides, and also a bunch of stalls. Okay, but first, let's clean the place up. So let's see. I think one of the things I want to do, I'll do a part of this off camera. And I'm going to be using mostly hotkeys to do things, but you can access all these things up here from these tiles. The tiles, basically, these are for your view. You can rotate, you can zoom in and out, you can look underground, you can turn the scenery off to look at the paths underneath it, things like that. This is for building, manipulating the land, the water, building paths and scenery and rides, and this is for managing your park, for looking at the rides you've built, the park information, your employees, and your guest thoughts. Okay, so but first things first, I'm going to click this guy And I'm going to unpause it. And I'm just going to hit this delete button. And I'm going to do a little cleanup here. A little editing of things I don't quite want on the map. I may get rid of some of these trees like this. You just right click them and that costs a little money. Okay, so I'm going to clean it up a little bit and then we'll continue. Alrighty then, I've straightened out some of the kinks in the paths, made it a little bit more regular and organized. Let's get rid of the trees so we can see. Straighten the bits out, and I also added some paths for expansion when we go out this way. When we go out this way, I'm leaving a border here for a transportation ride and also for some smaller rides. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's add a few stalls, a few gentle rides, a few thrill rides, and then let's get this party started. So hitting F5 brings up the build ride interface, and let's see, I deleted this guy. Let's unpause the game. Let's put another kiosk down. I'll put it right there. I'm going to rotate it with Z, and I'm going to be using hotkeys, but you can click these buttons up here if you like, and you can find the list of hotkeys in the options menu up here by this little disk image. Okay, I'm going to turn both those on. Okay, so I like to have lots of balloon stalls in my parks, and I like to make each balloon stall a different color. Let's go ahead and make another one just to demonstrate. I'm going to put another one over here because the reason being, because when you finish the park, when you win the objective at the end of the time, all the people in the park let go of their balloons, and it's just kind of a neat little effect I like to do. Okay, we did that. We've already got some other stalls set up. This park kind of came a little bit pre-built. So let's make an observation tower. We can place you... Let's put you right there. Okay. And make it nice and tall. Get rid of that tree because it's in our way. We need an entrance and exit. Then we need some paths so people can get to it. And the queue line we're building does not have to be that long, and we have to delete that little bit of scenery though. What is in our way? There we go. Okay, so now people can get in it, they can get out it. Let's do a few more. So I think what I'll do, just to get this park going, is I'll build a few of these guys, a few gentle rides, a few thrill rides, and then I'll resume recording, and we'll open the park and let people start coming in. Okay, I placed one of each of all the gentle and thrill rides. We've got a Dodge 'em Cars, we've got a Top Spin. And now we're going to turn on all our rides. We've got a observation tower. And if we go into this, we can come in here and see which ones are closed and which ones are open. So let's turn on all the closed ones. And it doesn't matter about, look at all the windows we have. Turn them all on. We'll open the park and we'll start having people flooding in. And as soon as I unpause this game, it's going to start to get a little noisy. Here we go. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's click on the entrance. Open this sucker up. And since we built so many rides, we can jack up the price a bit. People are going to start coming in. Okay, so now we've done that. Oh, we still have a few that are closed. I guess we reached the, there's a maximum number of windows you can have open. So we'll just do them one at a time. And you can see our roller coaster thingy there is testing itself out, I guess, doing test runs. And there is the merry-go-round. Merry-go-round. I'm gonna tell the merry-go-round, where's the setting? To shut up. I like the Dodge 'em Cars music, but the merry-go-round music is a little bit annoying. Okay, so we've done all that. Here's some people streaming in. Let's open our staff panel. Let's hire a couple of handymen. We'll close the extra windows. And actually, here's a little trick, because we're going to be having vomit and trash to clean up eventually. I like to take our number 1 handyman. I like to put him down here so we can grab him with these pinchers anytime we see any trouble. We can drop him just like that. Let's hire a second mechanic and a second security guard. And we don't need entertainers. Alright, so while people are coming in, let's put some scenery out. It's a good idea to have park benches basically everywhere in your park. When people get tired, they have a tiredness meter. And sitting down on a park bench helps them recover. So I'll spam these all over the place. This area already has some benches, especially after getting off of rides that are intense or nausea-inducing. It's good to have park benches all over the place. Also good to have park benches on these little, observational areas where people can look at the rides. And then we just researched a new ride, River Rapids, and that reminds me, before we continue with the scenery, let's hit F to bring up our financial summary. So here's the amount of money we're spending and earning, all in summary form. You can see we're losing money right now, but that will eventually change. We've got a loan of $5,000 at 15%. That's actually a pretty high percent rating for one of these scenarios, so we don't want to have that get any higher than possible. What we do want to do is come over here to the research funding, bump that up to maximum, so we get the most amount of research possible. I don't need more transport rides. We already have 2 kinds, and that'll be fine. Gentle rides, roller coasters, thrill rides, water rides. We want all of those, and I don't think I need any more shops and stalls. Here's another little tip. I like to put this thing right over here, so whenever I need more money to build with, I can adjust it right here. Okay, so in addition to the benches, you're also going to need trash cans here and there, so that people won't litter whenever they have trash, like after they eat. Or I'm not sure what else causes them to throw things away. You also need the security guards to make sure they don't break your benches, because that's one thing that happens when people get unhappy. They start breaking those benches. Actually, let's put a few benches on this guy. And right over here. Okay. Let's see, we're up to 23 guests. We'll start slow, but they'll start coming. Actually, if we want to speed things up, we can come to this tab. We can do an advertising campaign for the park. Let's do it for a month. I would normally wait later to do this, but this is actually a good time to do it because we're kind of starting out a little slow right now with nobody in the park to begin with. And I think since we added so much, we could probably bump up the price even more. Let's try 20. One thing you can do to gauge if your park is too expensive, just sit here and watch. See if the guys bounce off the entrance or not. If they keep coming in, you can probably keep bumping it up. And because I added so many, and there was already 2 roller coasters, I think we'll go to 30. And they're all still coming in, nobody's turning around. If you click on one of these guys, every single one of them has a little set of thoughts and feelings and stats here. So this guy's full of happiness and energy, and over time his hunger, thirst, nausea, and bathroom will fill up, and he's got to find ways to get rid of those. You know, bathroom to get rid of your bathroom, bar, etc. Your thirst and hunger, you go to stalls to buy food and drink. You can see how much money he has, how much he's spent on different things, what he's thinking, what he's carrying. Suck it, the Sim City 2013. You don't got stats like these. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's go back to the stalls, and I guess we'll leave it at $30 for right now. Let's see, at the entrance, it's always good to have an ATM. I thought there is an ATM right there. So maybe we won't build another one right at the entrance. We've got a bathroom. We've got umbrellas, and what's this guy? A t-shirt stall, a balloon stall, another balloon stall over there. Let's add food and drink. There was food and drink over here, which I deleted when I reorganized the joint. Oops. Let me redo that. That was facing the wrong way. There. There we go, there's some drink. And then a pretzel stall, I guess, will be fine. Right there. People also like to sit down while they're eating. So Basically, everywhere in your park, you should have park benches, trash cans, and a variety of different stalls. Okay, so over here, we've got a roller coaster and this Enterprise spinny thing, and we've got this guy, motion simulator. All of those have really high nausea ratings and intensity ratings. So we want to make sure there's a bathroom around here. And once we get access to first aid stalls, if we ever do, we want to put those in as well. So we'll put a bathroom there. Where's our other bathroom? We basically want bathrooms all over the place. We're going to want another one over here. We've got the observation tower, Dodgem cars, and this top spin thingy all coming out at the same spot. And everybody coming out of there maybe feeling a little sick, may want to sit down, they may want to go to the bathroom to reduce their nausea rating. Alright, so we'll do that. That looks good. Let's see, up here, maybe we'll add some food and drink around this American flag garden, which I thought about getting rid of because it's kind of obnoxious. So let's see, let's do a burger joint. Like so. Let's do, what other kind of drink options we have? Lemonade, we can do lemonade. Put that right there. We've got a balloon stall there. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we've got the basics going. People are flooding in. We're up to 100 guests. And people just keep on coming, so I'm going to bump that price up again. And see if anybody bounces off. I think our prices are... We can get such a high price out of people because we started out with some big rides already. Let's go up to 40 and just leave it for a minute. Yeah, I haven't seen one person bounce off, so that's good. Let's see how much money these guys are coming in with. 40 bucks. Okay, how about you? 60 bucks. Okay, I think that's a good level then. Let's leave it like that, and we're making money, which is good. So there's two types of park scenarios you can get. One of them, you make money through entrance fees to the park, and that's what this scenario is. We're making money from people coming in the main gate. The other type is where the entrance is free and all the park rides cost money individually. And I personally find that system easier to make money in the long run. And to get a real, I guess you would say like a momentum going in your park, making money, building things, making more money, building more things. So now that we've done that, we've got the basics set up. I'm going to set up some paths so we can expand out to here and build some more things. I've already built a path here. Let's see if we can get this path to come through this roller coaster, which should be tricksy. So there's a number of tools you can use for building. One thing that's good to do is to turn on the path heights. I hit 0 for that, or you can come up into this menu and check height marks on paths. You can also do height marks on ride tracks. That's how I managed to get this path just barely over this ride track without going too high. But I think we're going to need to juke to the left here to get in between these. Let's see if we can do that, if it'll let us. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, so we'll come out to about here. We'll come back over 2 spots. Then we'll go back down to ground floor because it's cheaper to build. Come all the way out here, and basically I want to link it up with this guy. Okay, and I guess we'll go right up to the edge here. Let's connect you. And I want to turn one more. And we need to get rid of some of this scenery. I'm just right-clicking on them with the path tool open, and you can delete anything that's in your way. Sometimes it'll auto-delete things. Sometimes it won't, so usually I just do it manually. I went one too far there. So now we've got room for expansion. We've got paths all the way out here. We just got a new ride researched. Our money is surging. Our people are surging. That's good. Let's put down some more park benches on all this stuff we just built. And then once we've done that, we'll do trash cans. And once we do that, we'll build some rides and then some stalls. And eventually, I'll build transportation rides so that people who come in the entrance of the park can get way over here easily. And people at the end of the park, or at the far end, way out here, who want to leave, they can get out easier. Because when people get tired, they don't want to walk any farther, so I like to put transportation rides to sort of link up the different ends of the park. And I just put one of these every once in a while. You don't need too many of them. One there. One there. One there. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see if we have any vomit that showed up yet. I'm not seeing... Oh, here's some right here. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Whenever you see vomit on the ground, you can pick up your little handyman from your little pinchers there and drop him down. But everything looks to be going well. Okay, so let's build some more rides out here. We already built gentle rides and throw rides. And I'm going to wait a little bit to build the transportation rides. So let's build one of these roller coasters. Just for the purpose of the tutorial, I think I'll probably use a pre-made one. Because it can take a lot of time to sort of get out the kinks of your ride, to troubleshoot it when it works or doesn't work. But it does come with a number of pre-made tracks. A lot of these can be kind of expensive. And because we're just starting out, I kind of want one of the cheaper ones. Stingray is a good cheaper one. And Turbine, this is a good cheap one. This one's only $2,300, so let's do that. We can build that right now. So it's going to come up right away. Maybe we can put it... Actually, I want this room for something a little bigger that we're going to build in a minute. So let's put this. This fits in pretty well right here. And if you can, it's a good idea to try and get your rides to overlap a little bit. It probably won't work out for this one. Oh no, look at this. Oh no, that's perfect. Look at that. Let's build it right there. Okay. So with this one, when your ride goes underneath, or when this ride goes above another ride, it can increase the excitement rating and the intensity, and it can also, I don't know, it's just, it makes things, every little thing a little better. We'll do that. We'll open her up. And because it's a pre-made roller coaster, I'm not going to test it. There's a testing mode. If you go to the yellow flag, you can test it. But it's pre-made, so I know it's going to be safe. And let's see, we built all the way out here. I'm going to, even though there's a bathroom right there, I'm going to plop down another bathroom right there, right by the exit. Okay, so that's that. Look at that, more vomit. And if you keep a little guy down here, you can reduce the number of handyman you need in general, because he can take care of a lot of the vomit just by spot fixing things. And the more staff you have, the more it costs you each month. So it's a good idea to sort of try and keep your prices in check. Alrighty, so we got things going. Everything's mostly on autopilot, except for cleaning up paths here and there. Let's build something a little more fun. One of my favorite things to do is to make water rides. Because in general, they don't need much troubleshooting for the testing. And I kind of just think they're fun to watch go. So this is a Splash Boats one. So we're going to make some station platforms. I'm just going to go as long as it'll go. Then we want it to go up. Let's see what special things we have. Station platforms and bends to the left and right. Yeah, this ride is a little, it's kind of one of the more simple ones. And you can tell by the ride heights, this path, or this ride right here, tops out at 30. We're already at 32, so we can go right over top of it like this. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, and then we're going to curve around. Okay, and I think for this particular park, you can't edit the land. If we get this little shovel here, normally you can raise and lower the land, but you can see right there it's telling you, forbidden by the local authority, cannot lower land. I think it's because this particular scenario is the Grand Canyon scenario. So let's spin around here so we can get a better look. I think if I drop down right here, we're going to run into this ride. So let's see if we can do a little bit of a dip. Can I come out of that and still avoid that? I don't think that we're going to be able to do this. Oh no, we can. Oh, that's excellent. Look at that. And this particular ride, your cart, your little splash boat's log flume thing, will maintain momentum after it comes down this. And so you can get this cool kind of almost roller coaster feel out of it. So we'll just do it like this. I was thinking of having one big drop, but maybe we'll just do it like that. Okay, we can't go any farther with the steep ones. We can go down like that. And we're just going to have it go all the way around like this. This ride is kind of simple, but it's fun to watch. It's one of my favorite ones to design because you can do some really dramatic drops with it, especially on scenarios where you can manipulate the land, and you can do this big underground drop, or some of the levels have some cliffs or hills. You can go down the hill and get even bigger drops. Okay, we can close that. This is also one of the ones we don't need to test. I know for a fact that it'll work just fine. Give a nice long queue, open the sucker up. Like so. Okay, and one thing we're doing while we wait for people to get over here, we should probably actually let us, before we do what I was about to do, let's put a bathroom, let's do a few more stalls over on this side, because there's not much over here. So we'll do that right by the exit. Then we will let's put an information kiosk, because we're kind of on the other side of the map. And also, if it rains, it's a good idea for people to be able to get umbrellas. And of course, we're going to need lots of balloon stalls. Those are my favorite things. I love at the end of the park when everybody releases their balloons, when you win the scenario, and you just see all these balloons floating up in the air. So I always make sure to build just a ridiculous amount of balloon stalls. Okay, we'll put a... Oops, I didn't do that one wrong again. I think I did. I see some people showing up. There. Okay, people also probably going to want some food over here. Let's do fries stall. Right there. And let's do one more merchandise hut. I don't think we have a sunglasses hut yet, so let's do one of these. And also, since we're on the other side of the park, people have probably spent money getting in, and on the food stalls and stuff, let's put an ATM cash machine, cash money. Let's put that right there. Okay, let's see. Have they gotten to the top yet? Can we watch the thing go? Oh, look at this timing. Look at this. We're going to see it go. The first one. The maiden voyage of Splash Boats 1. We just got a new ride. Mini golf. Here it goes. Whee! Oh, that's perfect. It barely slows down going up this hill. I bet that ride is going to have some good ratings. And since we're kind of doing alright, let's put some scenery in here. We can't research more scenery, but we already have a pretty decent amount. We could put these guys right here where they come down. Let's see, what else could we do? I see this big eagle icon here, and I want to put a gigantic eagle somewhere. How big is this eagle? Where is he? Let's see, space orbs? What is this? Okay, so I can't put that right. We can put that... Okay, whatever. I don't know how that fits into the Wild West theme at all. Statue of Liberty? Who designed this theme stuff? Suspension Bridge... Oh, look at that. Suspension Bridge Tower. I'm not seeing the eagle, though. I don't see... Oh, it's just North America theming. It's not like a Wild West theming. I see. I guess that makes a little bit more sense. I don't see an eagle. What is this guy? Skyscraper tip? Look at that. Yeah, I don't see that eagle. If it's in there, I'm not seeing it. But anyway, this is kind of the this is the Grand Canyon stuff. So let's have the cowboys and Indians down here. We've got pause on pause. There you go, pause. Just for you, buddy. Okay, I don't think that really fits, so let's actually get rid of it. I don't like it. And let's look, now that it's run a few times, let's look at the stats. Excitement rating 5.5, high. Intensity rating medium, and nausea rating low. Those are exceptional. Low nausea rating, high excitement rating. It's hard to get, but with this particular ride, it's actually pretty easy. Alright, let's see what to do now. We can definitely put some more rides in there. Maybe we'll throw in some gentle rides and some peaceful rides. I'm just going to sort of look around for Vomit briefly. I'm not seeing too much, but that'll start to accumulate as we go. Okay, so let's see what we've researched. River Rapids, Log Flume, and Mini Golf. And currently in development, not sure yet. Okay, we could put in one of these little golf things. This actually, it can be kind of time consuming to custom make one of these because you have to make each of these holes individually. Let's see if this will just fit anywhere, the pre-made version. It kind of goes there. Let's get rid of that scenery. I'm wondering if some of these bits of scenery are preventing me from building. Okay, it's not really fitting there. Let's look around. Maybe we just won't build this guy if it's not gonna fit. No, yeah, and I don't want to build it like that. Okay, let's do something else then. We already have all these gentle guys. We could build duplicates, but I kind of don't like to do that. You know what we could do? Let's build a river rapids. This is also basically all the water rides except for one are pretty easy to design. So let's make this guy. I would like it to overlap some of these other rides, but we need to remember to leave room for the transportation ride I'm going to put in later. Let's put it back there, maybe. What about on this side? Yeah, we'll have it loop. We'll have it go right through this loop to loop. Okay. So let's have it be right about there. Okay, we'll go all the way right there, and we'll turn around and start to go up. And I think what I should be able to do is let's flatten this out. Let's turn left. Maybe we'll go down a few spaces and turn that way, turn left again. What do? We received an award for being the tidiest park in the country. All right. Okay, let's go flat, and we can do a special one. Let's do some rapids for no good reason. Let's see if we can go through this loop-to-loop. Oh yeah, oh yes. Oh yeah, right through the loop-to-loop. And it's, I think if we build one more space, yeah, there's a little graphical glitch in here. This game was designed almost single-handedly by a guy by the name of Chris Sawyer. He's a Scottish programmer, and he designed this game all by himself. The only help he had was from a composer to give him the music files, and from an artist to give him sprite files. But other than that, the whole thing is designed by him. That's just kind of mind-boggling to me. I can't think of any other game that was designed by one person. Okay, let's actually. Let's see, that's 26. Okay, let's go a little bit farther. I'm gonna go out this way, then come down here and back through. And let's do some waterfalls. We'll do about that many. We'll turn right. Oh no, not yet. Let's do a whirlpool then. This will make the boats a little spin around. Oops, no, I need to come back one more. Whirlpool! No, damn it. Actually, whatever, that's fine. We'll do a whirlpool right here. Whirlpool, and then we'll come down. We'll turn around. This one's also, you don't really need to do much testing for. Okay, we'll go straight, and we'll have a on-ride photo session. I think people can buy those. It's another way to swindle them out of their money. We'll do a few more rapids for the end. And it can get hard to see what's going on here, so you can turn on and off certain things. So I want to turn off the ride supports. There it is, it's 5. And spin around until we can kind of see there what's going on. Okay, so let's go forward again. We need to go left, right. Okay, and then it looped up. And we need an entrance and an exit. Good. And we need a way to get out, a way to get in. I'm going to delete that guy right there so that this links up properly. Otherwise, the path would try to link up there. And I don't want it to. Okay, and then we can close that. Close that. Open the guy up. And watch it go. And we managed to have it overlap with the wooden roller coaster here and with the steel twister roller coaster thingy here. Why is this guy closed? Did I never open you? Open up. Whoops. Gosh, has that been closed the whole time? Let us check our ride list. We've got 1 broken down. Okay, everything else is opened up now, though. Let's see, we've got 3 balloon stalls. That is not enough balloon stalls. We're going to need more balloon stalls. Okay, let's make another balloon stall. We have to have lots and lots of balloon stalls. We'll put one right there. And we'll change the color so they're all different colors. Make it whatever that color that is, pink. Okay, what else we got? 4 balloon stalls now. 1 burger bar, 2 drink stalls, 1 fry, 1 lemonade, 1 pretzel, 1 souvenir, 1 sunglasses, 1 t-shirt. So that means we only have 3 food stalls. So we could probably add some more. One thing I used to do is I used to have like one area where I'd make kind of like a food court thing with a bunch of different food stalls and a bunch of drink stalls and make it kind of central so people could get to it. But that's not really that efficient for... Come on, dude. Clean that up, jerk. It's not really that efficient. Calamity Coaches still hasn't been fixed. Okay, I will look into that in a second. It's not that efficient for your park to actually do that. I mean, you feel free to do that if you want to do that. It's actually a little bit better for your park if people can get to whatever they want, and so therefore it's better to spread everything out, basically. Okay, so what did he just say? Calamity Coaches. So if we hit this little guy here, it'll zoom us in on here. So these guys are having a trouble getting in. Let's turn off the scenery. The mechanic can't seem to get in here, and I'm wondering why. This is the exit. This is the entrance. They go under here. Did I somehow delete this? What is our mechanics doing? Heading to merry-go-round. Maybe we just need more. Here, let's hire a new mechanic. Maybe we have not enough. Oh, never mind. See this mechanic right here? He was just leaving. He had just fixed it. So crisis averted. But we're probably at the point where we could use extra. And I should probably mention also, since this is kind of a tutorial, that you can micromanage where your handymen, your security guards, your entertainers, and your mechanics go with this little patrol icon. You can tell this guy, this one, you can tell him, okay, I only want you to patrol in these blue squares, And I normally don't do this ever since I started using the little guy down here to micromanage things. But what I will do that if I come across an area that just happens to be real bad, with just getting throw up all over the place all the time. That can happen sometimes if you have a lot of intense roller coasters or thrill rides all in one area. But for the most part, I tend not to do that. And you can tell which ones have a patrol by the little blue feet right there. So let's actually... I don't want him doing that, so that was just an example. Okay, so next, one thing I was going to do a while ago and I got sidetracked is I was going to put these little queue line TVs in the queues for all the rides. What this does is it keeps people from getting bored in the queues when they're standing here for a long time. It can lead to unhappy thoughts, it can lead to unhappy visitors in your park, and it can lower your overall rating. So it's a good idea to just let them be a little bit entertained. Another thing you can do is don't make your ride queues too long. Like even this one, this is probably a little too long. It doesn't need to be that long. If a ride queue's full, then they'll just go find something else to ride. If you have enough rides in your park, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, add a few more to this guy. This guy, let's see, we're up to 630. And look at the money we're making. We're up to $10,000. I don't even need this loan anymore. I'm just gonna pay it off to avoid the interest, because the interest for this park is so high. Okay, which others? Did I do this one? No. And look, we've got vomit over here. So if you have, oh wow, look at all this. Maybe I do. That's a lot right there. This thing must be causing a lot of vomit. I wondered if I should have someone patrol this area. Or we could just set this guy right here, and he'll probably take care of all of this. I'll check back on it later, though. And let's actually grab another one and have him do this. You can either micromanage it like this, or you can set up patrols. It's kind of up to you and how you want to play. I tend to micromanage things, so I tend to do it like that. Okay, so maybe at this point we can do one of two things. We can build a transportation ride, or we can keep building smaller rides. I think what I'm going to do with the transportation ride is have it go around this area, kind of in a big square, or maybe something like that. Let's see. Have we researched anything else? Lay down roller coaster. We have basically all of those except for this water ride, because there's no water here. I don't think. Oh, there's the river, but we can't really build there. And we've built all of these guys. Yeah, so let's see if we can make another roller coaster here. Looping roller coaster, I think that's the one we just did. Some of these are special for the scenario. I think this limousine roller coaster and this yellow taxi coaster, you don't see them very often. We already have one of these air-powered ones. Let's try this guy. And for this scenario, I'm just going to do some pre-mades, because otherwise it can take a long time. That's not too terribly expensive. We could build one of these, and it doesn't take up a lot of room either. Circular. Yeah, it's not too big. Okay, let's build this guy. And this is pretty highly intense, so we will need to prepare ourselves. Maybe right there. With bathrooms, handyman available. Yeah, we could put it right there. I like to cram things in so that eventually we have a real dense park. We can put it right there. Alright, open up, buddy. There we go. And let's grab our little dude and clean that up. Yeah, we're starting to get more and more vomit as we get more roller coasters all over the place. Let's see, we're up to 700. What is our requirement here? 1,000 guests. Okay, so we have the basics down, I think, for this tutorial. And we're getting people pretty quickly. I think that's enough. I mean, you kind of get the idea. We're getting a lot of people in. Things are proceeding. We've built a bunch of different types of rides. We've micromanaged our staff to a certain extent. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Last thing we'll do, I'm going to hire this guy, and I'm going to tell him, I want you to stick around this area because we're getting a lot of vomit here. And I just want you to patrol this one area. And you don't want to make it too big, otherwise it kind of defeats the purpose because they won't stick to that area. But yeah, I just want you to hang out in this area. Maybe do that one too. Okay, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And stay tuned for announcements on my channel for when I'll be streaming. Most of the time, I'll probably be playing this game, at least for the time being. So, see you later, guys. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.